Continuation with the topic male reproductive system anatomy. We have discussed the what are the different types of glands present, what is the spermatogenesis. Now coming on to the female reproductive system. In the female reproductive In the female reproductive anatomy, is almost 95% present inside the body. Only very few external genitalia is present outside the body in the vulvar region. And coming on to the female reproductive system, the female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries, where in the ovaries are present, ovaries consist of the ovum, a future developed ovum will be present in that. Apart from that, you can also see that a 10 centimeters long fallopian tube, which is divided into three parts, called as fallopian tube, with three important parts called as infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus, which is connected to the inverted pear-shaped structure called as uterus, which is connected outside through cervical cavity. The cervical cavity connected to the vagina 7 centimeters long and opened out as a external vaginal opening. And this is the vulva region, where the opening of that, this is on the top portion, and followed by the urethral cavity in the down portion, covered by the labia majora, labia minora, vulva region, mons pubis covered with pubic hair, and generally we can also see the other regions. And along with this female genitalial region, female reproductive organs and the external genitalia, we have in the chest region a cavity. Mammary glands are associated with the female reproductive system, which are useful for the maintenance of the baby after the childbirth. And apart from this, gametogenesis. When you see the gametogenesis in the male and female reproductive system, gametogenesis in the male takes place in the testes, gametogenesis in the female takes place in the ovaries. And coming on to the male and female, there are very few certain differences between the male gametogenesis and female gametogenesis. Male gametogenesis takes place after puberty. Female gametogenesis starts in the fetal stage. Male gametogenesis, male reproductive cell is sperm, and there are approximately 200 to 300 million number of sperms are produced, and they are microscopic. But when you come on to the ovum is a single macroscopic, and per month one ovum is produced in the healthy female by a cycle called as menstrual cycle. No menstrual cycle in the case of the males, and menstrual cycle in the case of the females takes place. So here coming on to this cycle, gametogenesis. So in the case of male, you can see that spermatogonial gives rise to the primary spermatocytes. Primary spermatocytes undergo the next further meiotic division to form the secondary spermatocytes. The secondary spermatocytes will form the spermatozoa. The spermatozoa will form the sperms, and the releasing of sperms is called spermiation. The process of spermatogonia converting into immature spermatozoa is called as spermiogenesis. Oogonial cells give rise to the ovum, and oogonial cells start dividing at the fetal stage, 6 months of the fetus of the baby in the female, and it undergoes the first division and it stops at the prophase 1. Then once the baby birth takes place, the oogonial cells start dividing by forming the primary follicles to the secondary follicles to the tertiary follicle with the antrum condition. This condition, tertiary follicle with antrum condition, is the basis for the formation of the secondary oocyte. Then the meiosis one is completed in the tertiary follicle with the antrum condition. At this meiosis, the second phase of the meiosis 2 starts, and it is arrested at the meiosis 2 till fertilization process after the releasing of the ovum. And once the transfer of male gametes from the penis or into the female vagina, the movement of the sperms takes place. This is controlled by the semen, which consists of fructose, certain enzymes and calcium components. Very important 1 mark question as well as the 2 mark question, including the NEET question also, it is very important. So these when the male sperms are transferred into the female vagina, they move from the cervical canal into the cervical cavity, then into the uterus and move towards the respective sites. And whenever the ovum after discharge or after releasing, after ovulation, they move into the infundibulum, then into the ampullary stomach junction. And whenever the nearest sperms which comes into the infundibulum or into the ampullary stomach junction, whatever the sperms which are more motile, which are more active, they will come and unite with the sperm, then the fertilization is completed. During the process of fertilization, you can see that it is a very complex reaction, and we can see that ovum consists of generally 3 layers, that is the corona radiating cells, zona pellucida, followed by previtelline cavity and the membrane of the plasma membrane. So this will be reacting with the sperms, hyaluronidase, corona penetrating enzyme and zona lysins, and in order to follow the reactions. So in the process of this, you can also see that once the process is completed, the fertile ovum, that is the fertilized ovum, that is zygote, start undergoing the divisional phase into 2-cell stage, 4-cell stage, 8-cell stage, 16, 32, 64. So from 8 to 16 cell stage, it is called marula, means little mulberry. At this, and once when it comes to the 64 cell stage, it undergoes the cleavage, that is the division or splitting. At 64 cell stage, it undergoes the implantation, and this occurs 6 to 8 days after the ovulation process. Once the implantation takes place, it combines with the mother uterine system, and the process of combining of the embedding up of the ovum, a fertilized ovum, that is the cleavaged ovum or cleavage zygote into the mother uterine system is called implantation process. Implantation followed by gestation. In this gestation process, it is approximately after fertilization 270 to 280 days. This is also called as the pregnancy. Pregnancy means intrauterine development of the fetus in the mother's embryo, and fetus inside the mother uterine system is called, and here it forms the necessary membranes around that, as well as also a fluid way in which it embeds. Generally, the embryo is connected to the mother's uterine system at a place called placenta, and the cord responsible for the transfer of materials required for the baby is called as umbilical cord. It consists of 3 vessels, and which it connects with the mother. Generally, placenta is the structure and functional unit of baby growth. So here we can see that the placenta is responsible for it is a temporary endocrine gland, including that it is used in the transfer of CO2 and waste materials from the body, and also it maintains the baby inside the body. Apart from this, once the fetus is completely developed, the fetus undergoes certain changes from the 9-month process. The first month, you can see that heartbeat, that is at approximately 40 days, followed by the development of the limbs and digits. In the third month, most of the major organs. In the fourth month, further development. In the fifth month, fine hair on the body, followed by the eyelash formation and eyelids separation takes place. In the 6 months, we can see that the further separation takes place. 7th and 8th month, we generally see that the further development, and followed by the 9th month, fetal ejection reflex. Fetal ejection reflex means the reflex originated by the fetus in order to come out of the mother uterine system with the mother, in coordination with the mother's pituitary system is called. This is a very complex endocrine process. In this endocrine process, fetal gives the reflexes for the coming out. Then the mother's hypothalamus takes these signals from the placenta of the originated by the fetus. Immediately, this hypothalamus start initiating the pituitary gland for the production of oxytocin along with the prolactin. Prolactin is generally starts in the 8th or 9th month and start differentiating the mammary glands for the production of the milk for the future baby to give in the external environmental conditions. Once the pains which arises because of the uterine contractions originated from the oxytocin and increase in the oxytocin limits is called as labor pains. Because of the labor pains, the fetus trying to come out and the mothers giving the support to the fetus to come out is called as labor pain. Once the baby comes out, baby is fed with milk. The first milk obtained from the mother is a yellow color fluid or liquid called as colostrum, which is highly supported with immunoglobulin antibodies, which is making the baby to survive in the external environmental conditions and which is necessary for the baby to survive the next 1 to 2 years of the baby, along with the other alternative foods.